All right. Time for a string of probably some of my favorite episodes this season, maybe even in the entire series. So this is at season 2, episode 7, Ida's Requiem. Now, Brock, I'm going to throw it to you. Things you noticed, things you liked about this episode?
Y'all some bitches didn't tell me there was a name change plot line in this, and I cried.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't want to spoil anything, but I knew this one was going to get to you.
I was just like, this episode's kind of the music interlude things looks great. And then I'm like, what are you? How's King making me cry right now?
Once again, King is the best character.
Always.
Misao, how did you feel revisiting this episode?
Oh god. I was like, green. And then like the music and interest between Rin and Ida. Like simple times.
Simple times indeed.
Yes. And then
Yeah.
I forgot how Hootie is like, let me be your most
Hootie just has two banger moments in this episode. First, when he eats the Echo Mouse, and then let me
you don't have a shoulder to cry on. You don't have shoulders.
Lean on me. But yeah, all the stuff with the music and the introduction to Disney's first non-binary character is legitimately awesome. Rain Whispers is a great character, and their dynamic with not only Ida but the Bards Against the Throne, or as they call themselves, the Bats, is just perfect.
Yes. Now I have to ask a question, considering what you just said, because I watched this episode and didn't pick that up at all.
Right. So the actor that plays the character is also non-binary.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get their name. So Avi Roque is also non-binary. So it's cool they got an actor who fits the character like a glove.
Okay.
And also, as you can kind of tell in the episode, there's definitely sparks between the two.
Oh yeah. I could tell flashbacks and stuff like that.
Not to get too far ahead, but this won't be the last time you see moments like that.
No, I figured not, considering what happens at the end.
Yep. So, what do you guys think of the plans that we're starting to hear about the Day of Unity, and the new coven heads that we're introduced to in this episode?
I think it feeds into a thing that I've been talking for a long time, because Mr. No Magical Powers needs to have all the magical beings there at one time to, steal all their powers to do a powerful thing, because he doesn't have any of his own because he's human!
Okay. I'm not going to say yes or no, just...
It's a really good guess, I'm not gonna lie. Really good guess, right?
I'm not saying I write fan fiction as a side hobby, but I might look into plots of a lot of things for reasons, and shit just clicks after a while once you start writing things on your own.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Having OCD can be a superpower when applied correctly.
One thing I also liked about this episode is it really is focused on Ida, while Luce and King have the B plot, which is pretty cute.
It is.
What did you think of the Gland Prix?
I thought that was going to be the A plot, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not upset at what we got at the A plot, but I kind of wanted to see more of that race.
Because
This seems like what a better version of Quidditch should be.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Like using the vine spell to go around the corner. I'm like, I want 30 minutes of just that. Like it's the speech, it's it's the Phantom Menace, but on wand, like on brooms, and I wanted that.
Oh yeah, it's magical pod racing.
Pod racing. Like I would go like, yes, please. I want an entire episode of that. And then I'm like, okay, the A plot's cool, but then we like, man, the B plot was really cool.
Okay, so that's a good time to bring this up. So internally, like Disney canceled the Owl House towards the end of production on season 1. That's why season 2 has episodes like this and Through the Looking Glass Ruins.
Would have been multiple episodes, but got 2 put into 1.
Yeah, and it is a shame that we don't have more time to spend with these characters, because, like you said, these 2 plots on their own would have been very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like this would have been. This is where I will scream on the mountaintops that more shows need to write their plot lines the way that Justice League cartoon did their first season.
Oh,
everything was 2 episodes. It was all part 1 and 2, and it was the best story writing in any animated feature I've ever seen, because everything was fleshed out and just flowed natural, and you never had anything left out, and it was perfect by the time it ended. I'm not saying Unlimited was bad, because that was still slowly wrote, but like this, it would have been split in 2 episodes. Perfect.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
And that's almost never going to happen again, and that irritates me. No one will ever try that format of an animated series ever again.
The closest we're getting is Invincible having.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of a different situation where we're in the streaming age, so
they're also cut, like, you mean like the block of episodes release type of thing.
Yeah, like what sets Invincible apart is the fact that it's structured like a live action show, but it's like written like a live action show, but because it's animated, it is what it is.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Now,
I sometimes wonder how Disney still makes money. Oh wait, because they'll spend unbelievable amounts of money on really safe bets instead of trying new things. We didn't just have this episode be recorded right after SDCC. Not at all.
So let's dive into the ending, because that is a pretty big shakeup.
Yeah, they're capturing all of the heads of the covens, which that's the only one that I think's weird in the show for a coven, the Bard coven. I will say it's the only one where they're kind of like they had to come up with one, because the whole point of a bard is that you have nothing but charisma.
Yeah.
Apparently that's worth a lot more in this universe.
Apparently. I was like, okay, the instrument has magic. I understand that, but it's like, My favorite form of a bard ever is Chris Pine in Dungeons and Dragons.
I still laugh every time I think of that scene.
That scene where the projection spell goes bad might be in the top 5 hardest I've laughed at anything in my entire life. Not just in theaters. I mean, anything in my 33 years of living. That was so fucking funny. And just, his distorted, like, it's so funny. It's the best. But yeah, it's leaning towards an ending that, like, in my brain is formulating. I don't know exactly how it's going to end, but I can feel how the plot line of it's going to be, because it makes a lot of sense considering that they're having to basically restructure that door, and it's going to be, I can't restructure that door or make it work or keep something permanently open or like draw one place to another without having all this magic. It's either that or they're going to, dear Jesus, I never thought I'd reference this movie, Transformers Revenge of the... No? Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh yeah, Dark of the Moon.
Where they were like, well, our home world is screwed. We're going to bring it to yours. And they're trying to basically just either bring the humans to steal magic from to the Boiling Isles or the other way around. How they tried to bring Cybertron to Earth. Like, I don't know. Those are like my only 2 options that I'm coming up with.
Do you want to put that?
I don't want to lock either. I don't want to lock either of those in until I'm a little bit closer. But I know so far that whatever it does, I will almost I'll lock in that the fact that whatever he's doing, he can't make work unless he has all the head witches there to steal their power to make it work. He's not having them there as spectators. They're literally there to, when he casts a spell, steal their powers to make the spell work.
How about this? You have until the halfway point of this season to lock in any predictions. All
right. Yeah. I don't think that prediction is going to change. I'm going to be really honest with you, but I'll take the time, I guess.
Misal, anything else you want to add as we're wrapping this episode up?
King. Change his name.
That's really sweet. King Clawthorn, which sounds like an actual honest-to-God king's name.
It does. But one thing I like about that is the build up to that ending and how misleading it is, like pretty much deliberately so.
Yeah.
It's like that trope of a character overhears something, but what they're hearing is like not at all what the other person is saying.
Yeah.
Yes. The better version of the stupid thing that the CW always did that Mike knows is my biggest complaint, where we should be having a conversation about a certain thing, but we have to play the pronoun game because the audience is watching, and no normal fucking human would play the pronoun game in this situation. It drives me nuts.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
And like in the lead up to that, you do kind of feel bad for Ida in that sort of empty nest. So like she's definitely going through empty nest syndrome, where
yes,
Luce is about to go back to the human realm. King is going to be, well, King thinks he's going to be reunited with his dad.
Yes,
and which his dad looks like, I can't think of his name from Ancient Magus Bride.
We'll put a pin. We'll put a pin.
If that is him, I don't know if that's him, but whoever that was on the phone looked like they just ripped dude from Ancient Magus Bride and threw him into the show.
I'm like, I know the reference.
Again, another one I never thought I'd reference. Ancient Magus Bride. We'll throw that one into the list.
I know, out of all.
I saw an insane cosplay of that when I was at Anime Milwaukee earlier this year. Woo! That thing was great.
Yeah, they oh god, the cosplay from that.
It was awesome. But anyway,
I am excited to move on to the next episode because it's another one that caused like seismic shifts in the fandom, and I will explain more of that next time. Until next time, Misao, where can everyone find you online?
You could find me on Twitter at KivaLove028.
And Brock?
you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube.
And you guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and that place at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You can escape, so do we. And until next time,
Bye.
bye.